Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the Asian fan. I'm back today with another one She Hill rant. And today's rant that I am going to be talking about is the friendship between Brooke and Peyton. And just me giving off my thoughts of what I think of their friendship, because there seems to be a lot of people who think in the fandom that their friendship is very toxic. And I was listening to this TikTok video of this girl saying she don't know how they stayed friends for so long when they were so toxic to each other. And it just got me like thinking, like, first of all, I completely disagree. I do not think they were toxic friends. There are other toxic female relationships, and Peyton and Brooke are not one of them. They are far from it. Serena and Blair is probably the most toxic female relationship. I keep saying relationship, but y'all know what I'm saying. Relationship, friendship. Serena and Blair have the most toxic female friendship I've ever seen on TV. They had no business being friends for as long as they were. That's a friendship that you should be looking at sideways, in my opinion. They should have not been friends for that long, in my opinion. Just no way. But we'll talk about them when I get to the Gossip Girl topic. So we're not going to get into that. But I really want to talk about Peyton and Brooke's friendship. Me personally, I really did like their friendship. I really loved it. From the ups to the downs, I really loved their friendship. I can understand people who prefer Brooke and Haley because there was no friction between them. There was nothing stopping them from being friends for so long as long as they were. And if I'm gonna keep a buck with y'all, after season 3 and 4, I don't remember Haley and Brooke interacting ever again. They did not interact at all in season 6. They barely interacted at all in season 5. They didn't interact, to my calculation, in 7 and 8 or 9. Not that I know of, but if y'all got some Brooke and Haley scenes that I need to know, show me them, because I do not remember them hanging out as much after seasons 3 and 4. If I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, I do not remember them hanging out as much. But I can understand people who like their friendship because there was no friction, there was no tension in it. They had great chemistry. I kind of didn't expect that for that to turn out to be such a great friendship like the way it was for them in season 3, because they were so different, and it was really funny seeing them become friends. I didn't appreciate Brooke trying to get Haley to pick a side though in season 4. I would never fuck with that, and y'all want to know why? Watch my Brooke video in season 4. So I could totally get that. But some of the things that I want to address that she did mention in the TikTok video, the number one thing, the Lucas situation. I will go on this rant until I am blue in the face. Brooke knew what was up. She knew that Peyton was feeling Lucas, and she still went after him. But like I said, nobody in that love triangle is innocent. So we could stop trying to pretend like Brooke is just this innocent little lamb and everything. No. Brooke knew that Peyton was feeling Lucas from the beginning, and that she was denying it, and that she still went after him knowing that Lucas was still feeling her. Like, she kind of played herself, if you think about it. I don't care how anyone feel about that. To me, that's playing yourself. Why would I get involved with a guy who clearly has feelings for somebody else? What are we doing? And like the way they have Brooke acting so oblivious in season 1, it kind of like, it breaks my heart a little bit. Like, it kind of does make me sad knowing that she was that oblivious, that she was that blind to what was going on between Peyton and Lucas. Like, the fact that nobody else was like letting her know, like, hey, you know they feeling each other, right? Like, you know they got feelings, right? Like, you do know that you were just the rebound, right? Like, that's called a spade a spade. Brooke was basically a rebound when Lucas went out with her. Like, that's called a spade, a motherfucking spade. But like I said, everybody in that little triangle was wrong. Lucas should have not went out with Brooke. Even if he felt like she did like him, he should have told her, like, hey, I had to let Peyton get involved with you. It's just not a great idea. But you can tell that Lucas, he went for Brooke because she wanted him. And I totally get that. Focus on the person who wants you. Don't focus on the person who don't want you. I get it. Peyton don't want him. He not going to move about it. He going to move on to somebody who want him and who down. I get it. I totally get it. But on some extent, you have to know that that's the best friend that you're dating, so it's going to cause friction. And Peyton is wrong for having this sense of change when Lucas has completely moved on to her best friend. So like everyone at Love Triangle was wrong. Brooke was wrong for entertaining any ideas or any feelings towards Lucas, knowing that him and Peyton had underlying feelings for each other. And I'm gonna just say that to the T. So that's the first thing she addressed, is that she felt like the Lucas thing, the constant love triangle, just made it seem impossible for them to be friends and for them to put it aside. No, Peyton was honest the second time about what she felt towards Lucas. And you know what Brooke did? Brooke slapped her in the face. I never mentioned that in the Brooke video, that you were so sad in season 1 because no one kept it real. And then when I keep it real, you slap me? You slap me and call me a backstabbing I think she said you're a backstabbing two-faced bitch. That's what she said. You call me a backstabbing two-faced bitch? Really, Brooke? That's hypocritical. Especially knowing that she's the one who betrayed the friendship first. That's very hypocritical. Because she lucky as fuck. Like when Peyton punched the fuck out of her in season 4, she couldn't believe that Peyton punched her. It's like, bitch, you deserved it. She deserved a punch way more than Peyton deserved a slap, in my opinion. Like, how are you getting mad that she kept it real? Like, how? How are you getting mad that she kept it real? That, still to this day, that will never make sense to me, because you cried about this in season 1, about no one keeping it real. And the moment that Peyton keeps it real, you slap my girl in her face for it? And then you tell her the friendship is dead, knowing you're going to break up with Lucas anyway. So what you need to stop being her friend for? Like, I can understand you might need some space, but talk about, and if we don't talk again for the rest of our lives, that's fine with me. I understand that she gave Peyton a second chance, and Peyton did blow it by kissing Lucas behind her back and waiting to the very last moment to say something. I get it. But the reason why it's so hypocritical to me is because Peyton gave her ass a second chance after she found out about the Nathan shit, and she really didn't have to. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, looking back on One Tree Hill now, some of Brooke's dialogue and some of her actions just seem very hypocritical. Some of y'all might not agree with me and say, how is that hypocritical? It's just, think about it. You gave her a second chance. She ruined it because she wasn't honest. Knowing that you fucked the friendship up first in the very beginning, you betrayed the friendship first. You made her believe that she messed the friendship up by going behind your back with Lucas. But when in all honesty, you messed it up when you went behind her back, sleeping with Nathan and keeping it on hush hush for all those years. The second Peyton learned from the first time, and the second time that it happens, and she tells you the truth about it, you cut her out. That's hypocritical, because Peyton did not cut her out when Brooke told her. They had that fight, and then the very next episode, they were friends. And I feel like one of my biggest issues when it comes to when they ever fall out is that I feel like Peyton I feel like the way that Brooke went extreme, Peyton should have went the same way. I just feel like they let Peyton, like I said, I just feel like whenever Brooke went low, Peyton should have went lower. Like, I can understand people being like, how can you say things like that about somebody that you care about? But it's like, if you're gonna get low with me, I'm gonna get low with you too. Like, you're not gonna just talk shit about me and disrespect me and think I'm just gonna sit there and cry about it. And that's kind of what they made Peyton do whenever Brooke was mad. Like, Brooke would use her as a punching bag, a shit rug, and Peyton would just be there to take it. Like, through all season 4, I rarely remember Peyton ever defending herself. Ever. She didn't hit Brooke back when Brooke slapped the shit out of her. Nothing. Like, Peyton really just like took all the abuse, and that's why I think that the fight in season 4 really needed to happen, because it was them both letting out frustration, and I think Peyton really needed to let it out more, because whenever they were not friends, Brooke always took it to the extreme, and y'all know I'm right. Like, y'all know I'm right. Calling her a slut, calling her a two-faced bitch, a whore, talking about her dead mother, trying to get back together with Lucas just to spite her. Like, Brooke always took it to the extreme. Extreme with a capital E and a capital X. Brooke took it to the extreme. Like, I actually meant to get to my other two. I meant to get to the other reason, but I kind of already discussed it. And the first reason was about Lucas, and she said the second reason that she went on about was, how can they talk about each other like that when they were friends? And like I just said, I feel like if we're not friends and you talk shit about me, I'm going to talk shit about you. You're not about to just talk shit about me and think I'm going to be down with it and cry about it. No. Yes, it might hurt my feelings, but it's like, I'm going to talk shit about you too. You want to go low? I go lower. How about that? And like I said, whenever Brooke went low, Peyton never went low. Like, she never talked about the fact that Brooke's parents never there for her. She never went as low as Brooke did. Never went as low as Brooke did. And I can't help but feel like that's like everybody trying to be like seeing Brooke as like this victim, but it's like, why is she the only one allowed to be hurt? And that's just been like my biggest problem overall with her character. Looking back at it, it's like fans are like saying Brooke's the only one allowed to be hurt, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? No. Why can't Peyton and Lucas be hurt? Why can't they be hurt? Huh? What the fuck? Why is Peyton? Why is Brooke the only person allowed to be in pain? Why is she the only one allowed to express her pain? Why can nobody else get that same treatment? Like, I don't like that double standard. I don't play that character favoritism shit. I don't play it. I feel like if one person does something, I'm going to give the other character the same energy. Like, the same energy that I'm giving Brooke, I will give it to Lucas. I will give it to Peyton. I will give it to Nathan. I will give it to Haley. The reason why I think I go so hard on Brooke is because of this double standard that bothers me. And it's not because I hate Brooke. It's more of, I don't hate Brooke at all. I don't. I love her character. But I do feel like I feel like she was a big hypocrite. Half the time she was a big hypocrite. Half the characters on the show were hypocrites at once in a lifetime. They were hypocrites. But looking back at Brooke now, it was like a lot of her actions was like, stop. Okay. Like, a lot of her actions, when you think about it now, it just kind of takes it back to that season 4 moment with Nathan, and it makes you look at her a little, like, I don't know about anybody else, but that kind of makes you look at her a little bit differently, because, like, you get on Peyton and Lucas's ass, but it's like, you betrayed the friendship first, honey. Whoop-de-doo. You betrayed the friendship first, honey. You betrayed. Ricka. You betrayed. How about that? Write a rap beat on that. You betrayed. Like, that to me is just hypocritical. You can't talk shit about Peyton when you betray the friendship first. Like, neither one of y'all should be playing innocent. And that's her problem. She thinks she gotta one-up Peyton on the innocent thing, and it's like both of y'all have done shit that was wrong. And it seemed like to me Peyton is the only person who's able to admit it when they were getting like that. In season 1 when they got into it, and season 3 towards the end when they got into it, and in season 4 when they got into it. It seemed like Peyton was the only one able to admit her faults and the things that she did wrong, and Brooke can't admit any of it because she's been hurt. Girl, bye. Yes, Lucas did cheat on you twice. I get that, but you kind of played yourself a little bit, in my opinion. Just in my opinion, she kind of played herself with Ken and Lucas because, like I said, why would you date somebody who clearly has feelings with somebody else and then make him out to be the bad guy when you knew the whole time that he was feeling someone? I'm sorry, I can't feel bad for you. I really can't. And just a little side note about her and Lucas. I was on TikTok and I saw this girl say that Lucas gaslighted her in that rain scene. Are you fucking kidding me? Lucas didn't gaslight her ass. Peyton made a... I said Peyton. Brooke made a big deal out of old letters that Lucas never sent to Peyton. She made a big deal out of this. God. She made a big deal out of this. The same letter, if she wouldn't have gone snooping through his fucking closet, being nosy, snooping through his stuff, through his privacy, I don't agree with that. Snooping through his privacy, I don't agree with that. Making assumptions, I don't agree with that. First of all, that should have been her clue number one. Like, why is he keeping old stuff from a relationship that he had with somebody? Come on now, Brooke. Like, they had her being way too stupid for me. If I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, Brooke was acting way too dumb. Like, that to me made no sense. Like, if that was me and I was talking to Lucas, I'd be like, how you feeling me when you still got old pictures, old letters, old this and that, yin and yang, from a girl you had a brief relationship with? How do I know that it's over? And like, they never really told us what he did with that stuff. Did he throw it away? Did he put it in storage? Like, what did he do with that? But anyway, like I said, she still made a big deal out of these letters, because how was it a problem now, but it wasn't a problem when y'all got back together? Like, you see what I'm talking about? I definitely agree with Lucas. I feel like I feel like she does whatever she can to try to sabotage the relationship. Like, I feel like if you don't want to be with him, just end it. Like, stop trying to find ways to end it. Old letters. It could have been an old shoe. It could have been anything. She would have had made anything up in her mind just to end the relationship. And I feel like if you need to compare love letters, which I think is very pathetic, if you need to compare love letters to know whether or not if it's real, what are you doing with him, Brooke? I keep calling her Peyton. What are you doing with him, Brooke? Like, what are you doing? Like, the fact that you had him stand in rain and like basically like be all dramatic about it and storm out. The rain kiss was cute. I'm not gonna lie, the rain kiss was cute. But like, oh my god, the fact that she talked about why me this time, why not Peyton? It's like, Brooke, have you not been paying attention this whole time? Like, have you not been paying attention? Have you not been paying attention? All of his energy has been towards you. Clearly he wants you. Right now, clearly he wants you. It's obvious that he always wanted Peyton, but I feel like in that moment in season 3, I feel like Lucas was really determined on trying to make things work with Brooke to see if it can last longer, to see if it can be something in the future. And I feel like whenever he was moving 10 steps forward, Brooke will move 100 steps back. And to me, that's how the relationship would never work. That's why it never worked, and that's why people who say they should have been in game, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why people think they should have been in game. Him or Brooke would have never just worked, because it's not just Lucas, it's her too. That's what people need to understand. They want to blame it all on him, but they don't want to give her no backlash. And like I said, that character favoritism, and I'm not going to play that game with nobody. I'm not going to play it. So to me, he did not gaslight her. Y'all just want to find ways to keep dragging Lucas, and we're not going to do that on my channel. We're not going to do that. Like I said, I will come to his defense whenever I feel like he is being dragged. And the same thing too, if I feel like Brooke was being dragged for some dumb shit, I would defend her. If I feel like Peyton, Nathan, Haley, whoever the fuck I like, if I feel like their characters are being dragged for something stupid, I'm going to defend them on any count. Like, stop dragging him over stupid shit. Brooke was being dramatic, Brooke was being insecure, and she always needs him to validate, to explain things, when it's like, what are you doing here if you don't feel like he really loves you? Like, what are you doing here? It kind of makes me feel like, what are you doing? Not what he's doing, what are you doing? So, off that rant, I just want to talk about it. I did not want to make a whole video about it because this is something else that's been on my mind. I did not want to talk about it, so I'll talk about it here. But like I said, so we discussed the fallouts with Brooke and Peyton. I feel like they weren't that extreme to the extent of Serena and Blair. Ciao. Their fallouts were 10 times more petty, 10 times more toxic, just and I'm a Blair fan to the day I lie. To the day I die, I will forever be a Blair Waldorf stan. I don't fuck with Serena. Y'all wanna know why I don't fuck with Serena? Watch the video I made about her not being this innocent little lamb. She's not. And half the time when her and Serena fell out, Serena was really the person who took it to the extreme. The extreme. She took it to the extreme all the time. All the time. Do not give me that Brooke shit. It was always Serena who took it to the extreme. I think Blair took it to the extreme like one time, and I was like telling everybody that she was on drugs. Other than that, Serena took it to the extreme all the time. All the time. But to me, I feel like outside the beef between Peyton and Brooke, they always came together whenever they needed each other. They came back together towards the end of season 1 when Brooke knew that she needed her help with the Jake situation. They were friends again in season 2. Brooke was there for her during the whole Jake situation. Peyton was there for her when her parents went broke and she had to find a job and pay for finances, and she was there for her when she had to leave for the summer. She convinced her to break up with Felix. They were there. They were friends in season 3. You know, Brooke was there for her when Peyton got shot. You know, Peyton was there for her, helping her move back in. Like, I'm not talking about like just the big stuff. I'm talking about the little stuff too. Like just being friends, listening to each other, communicating, having fun. Like Peyton was the one that convinced her to give Rachel a chance because Brooke was being a jealous ass bitch. Season 4 is when shit went to shit, and they got back together towards the end. They became friends again after the whole Derek situation, which of course is completely understandable. They were friends again. I didn't mention that either. I should have mentioned that in the Brooke video. When I didn't mention that either. When I didn't mention Brooke stealing Peyton's art to use for her fashion. I didn't mention that, and I totally forgot about that. That was a bitchy move too. That's taking it to the extreme. Stealing your friend's art to use it for your fashion. That's extreme. I really did like the scene that she had when she came to Lucas's house and Peyton like signed over the rights for her to use the art, and she said that I never meant my love for him to ruin our friendship. And I absolutely love that scene because I feel like that's just the whole truth to all of it. I feel like that's just been the whole truth to Lucas' situation. I feel like her and Lucas were in love with each other for so long that it hurt Brooke because she was in the middle of it, but it was never meant to hurt her. And I can understand people who said what's the difference? I totally get it. But on some extent, Brooke put herself in the middle of it. But I completely agree with Peyton. I never meant my love for him to hurt you. And Brooke said, I know. And it's like, okay then, so why did you slap her in the face? Like, we're not going to get to it. We're not going to get to that. Still, but like, why would you punch her in the face if you know that it was never meant to hurt you? Child. So yeah, they came together towards that. They, they said their goodbyes and at the senior party and everything. Like it was really good. It was really good. I feel like whenever they came back together, it was just always strong, and it just felt right. I think Sophie and Hillary have really great chemistry, and their friendship looked really believable. Like you could actually believe that they were friends. Like it didn't look fake. I think the problem I've always had with Serena and Blair's friendship in Gossip Girl is that it didn't seem real. Like these are two girls who've been friends since they were, I guess, children. They didn't really elaborate. Have her and Blair been friends since high school, or have they been friends since children? They didn't elaborate. It just didn't seem real to me. It seemed fake from the very beginning, honestly. But Peyton and Brooke, that just seemed very real to me. Oh, not that Brooke was there for Peyton when her mother died and everything, helping her get out her funk and everything, being there for her while she is alone with her dad, everything. Peyton being there for her, knowing that her parents don't give her no attention, no love, no real affection. I feel like for them, they kind of had to be each other's anchors because they really didn't have anybody. And to me, I really appreciate that, and I feel like that's kind of what always reeled them back in, is the fact that they could always count on each other and lean on each other when they ain't got nobody else to lean on. And I think that's a real friendship at the end of the day. Their friendship was good in seasons 5 and 6. They were there for each other. It would have been nice to see more of it before if Hillary didn't leave, but what happened. When Hill went downhill after Hillary and Chad left. That's a whole different story. Maybe I should talk about that. Would y'all be interested in that? Me discussing why I feel like it went downhill after they left? I'll think about it. So yeah, but like I said, I do not remember Haley and Brooke interacting after seasons 3 and 4. Please tell me if they interacted at all in season 7, 8, or 9. Like when Haley was going through her whole depression storyline, where the fuck was Brooke at? I don't remember seeing Brooke being there for her. I don't. Please tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't. I sure as hell don't remember it. So with that, I'm signing off. This has been my thoughts on their friendship. So what I'll say in closing is that I thought they had a great friendship. Throughout all the ups and downs, they always came back together, and I feel like calling them a toxic friendship is extreme. Like, people really like to throw this TOXIC word out a lot now in our culture, in our generation, and it's like, not everything is toxic. Some things can be very complicated, some things is very dysfunctional. Well, I guess dysfunctional is another word for toxic. But I feel like with them and with the Lucas situation is that it was very complicated. I think for them, it was a learning process. For them, it was a learning process on loyalty and trust. Not just the Lucas situation, but the whole Nathan situation too. Like, that was just like a lesson about loyalty and trust and how to rebuild a friendship. And like I said, I feel like what always brought them back in was knowing they can lean on each other. Like, who is Peyton gonna trust more than Brooke? She's known Brooke longer than she's known Lucas. Maybe there's certain things she could go to Brooke about that she don't know how Lucas is gonna take it, and that's completely understandable. The same thing with Brooke. Who is Brooke gonna trust more than Peyton? Peyton was like the only person she was able to lean on her whole life. I'm pretty sure she's gonna lean on Peyton a little bit more for things over other people, which that is very understandable. But make sure your partner's always knowing how you're feeling at the end of the day. See. But to me, I thought they were great friends. They're one of my favorite TV show friendships. But the best TV show friendship I would say of all time in teen drama is Haley and Lucas. They're the best friendship ever. I love them. I think Bethany and Chad had really great chemistry, and to me, if things were different, I would have not been mad if they were in gang. Like, I am a Lathan shipper to the day I die. Lucas and Peyton forever, but I'm telling y'all, if things were different, Lucas and Haley, come on now. Y'all can't tell me that thought has not ever crossed your mind, them being in gang. Come on, they were such cute friends. They were so cute. They were there for each other. They told each other the truth whenever the truth needed to be heard. Like, I just love their friendship. And it was really nice seeing a friendship being truly platonic with no underlying romance. To me, athletes like that, like I said, if things were different, I wouldn't have been mad, but to me, I'm happy the writers left it at platonic, because they were pretty much like brother and sister. So, they were friends since the sandbox. So that'll be all for today's video. Like I said, I have the other ones coming up. Next we're going to talk about is Lucas and Peyton controversy about their whole relationship being built on trauma bonding, which to me, I humbly disagree, but I can't tell other people how to think. These are people who still shift them and they think this way. Me personally, I feel like just because someone understands your pain or they're hearing your pain and they are sympathetic towards it does not mean your relationship is built on trauma bonding. To me, if all you have in your relationship is just the pain y'all both share, it's like, what else is there? I feel like to me there was so much more to Lucas and Peyton than just them understanding each other a little bit better than other people might understand them. And I think that's people getting confused. It's not romanticizing. It's not none of that. It's layers to it. So I don't agree with Hillary when she said it's trauma. It's romanticized. It's trauma bonding. Like, how was Lucas being there for her when she got shot? How was that trauma bonding? What are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? Would you, if you got shot in the leg in real life, would you just have one of the guys to leave you there and bleed out? Come on. People say the most ridiculous shit sometimes. Like, people make a fool out of themselves on podcasts and interviews. Like, they make themselves look dumb. Like, and I'm not afraid to say that about mainly Hillary and Sophie. Not really Bethany, but the two of them, they kind of make themselves look a little bit dumb sometimes when they talk, because they kind of don't make sense all the time when they talk. And how was it trauma bonding when she went to Lucas' house to stay the night? Why? Because she's too scared to stay in her own house because she's all alone and she's fearing the fact that he might show up again. Did she not know that is a common feeling for people who have been attacked, whether it's SA or a home break-in? Do you not know that that's a normal feeling to have? The fear of being alone, sleeping in your own room, being in your own house. You want to feel safe around people who make you feel safe, and that's Lucas. Who else she gonna have? Brooke ain't her friend. Who else she gonna lean on? Her brother didn't want nothing to do with her after he found out that she was attacked. He called her weak. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yes, he did help her get a little bit stronger with the punching and helping her how to fight back. But how the fuck do you call Peyton weak? You have no fucking idea what the fuck Peyton's been through to call her fucking weak, you asshole. So I tell Lucas, she's not gonna get strong with you babying her all the time. No, Lucas is not babying her. He just understands that she don't respond to that. He was being way too fucking aggressive with Peyton. Like, I wanted to punch him. Like, he was being way too aggressive with her. Like, way too aggressive. Like, to me, it kind of felt like he was blaming her for why it happened a little bit. Like, to me, because why was he saying things when he came in, when she was upstairs in her room and she ran downstairs, I think she had a bat or something. I could be wrong. He was in her house and he said, oh my God, he said, you're just not coming down here. He said, I had to refixing the locks on your front and back door. He said, no one could come in. What does that mean? What do you mean, so no one could come in? Are you trying to blame her for why the attack happened? Because he easily found his way in? I don't know. That's just how I took it a little bit. That her brother was just an extreme asshat. Like, he was a real asshole to me. He didn't really fix things up until like later on. And later on in I think his last episode, when the episode before the state championship, if I believe, he was better than him. But before that, he was an asshole. I did not like him. But like I said, why is it trauma bonding that she wants to feel safe around Lucas because he makes her feel safe? That's not a bad feeling. That's not trauma bonding. That's not romanticizing. Lucas was there with her when the situation happened. If he's gonna trust anybody about what happened, it would be him. So that's just in that. Like I said, she sounds dumb. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I've been talking for way too long. The video is getting way too long. I want to end it here. So that's been a rant today. I'm signing off. Ashley, the chat, I'm known as the H. Lee fan. Bye. See you on with the next video.